A lot of our students talk about the DMS is a home away from home. And we actually had a group of students that we brought together to kind of talk to them within a committee and get some more insight of what it is that they wanted to have in the space. In those committees, we found that a lot of our students wanted artwork that was bold, representative, connected to their culture. And with that, we were able to find that Yehimi really connected to all of the things that our students wanted in an art piece.
This type of style, like the line work, is intricate enough per individual and specific enough to remind you of something like fingerprints. We're painting two murals that are a reflection of each other, right? In a way, I feel that the murals are connecting this space to the space that is brand new downstairs and maybe hopefully will serve as a visual for students to see that like they belong in both spaces and that both spaces are welcoming them. Like, how do we create more spaces like this that reminds the students that like what they've gone through matters and that it's important to be acknowledged and celebrated.
Yehimi, actually, I got to visit and talk to her around 3 years ago. She was here at Texas A&M for a speaking engagement, and that is when I was able to see some of her work. And I was just blown away by the magnitude of these. Her work is about the community, and she takes time to talk to folks about the artwork as well.
People want to know what's happening, and so I definitely feel it's important for me to stop and have conversations with them and sort of just tell them a little bit about the project so that they can take ownership of it. I think that's very important. And in the fall, I spent a lot of time here just meeting with students, sitting down with them and really taking the time to listen. The vulnerability and the strength of that vulnerability that they shared with me in those conversations was a huge inspiration to what I ended up creating. And by being vulnerable myself with students and sharing my story with them and telling them a little bit about me and my motivation behind being an artist and an activist. And I think that kind of creates the space for them to then share their stories and their identities. And that's what makes the institution what it is.
We wanted artwork that would impact all students at Texas A&M, all Aggies, but also that folks felt like in a place like the Memorial Student Center, which is the living room of campus, that there are more artwork that really breathes life into the space. So many students that have stopped and looked and watched the artwork be put together. It was also either stopping to talk to the artist Yehimi, and also write on her journal.
I wanted to have a way to capture this moment in history and like students' raw response, like just like live in the moment while we're painting. What do they feel? Flipping through this, and there's like one or two new ones every day, and I'm leaving this here, just like this mural is a beacon of hope and inspiration to walk into the MSC and see a mural full of smiling faces staring back at me. I realize how my reflection and physical features are represented in each individual person. And that's beautiful. I want every person that interacts with the mural to see someone, a characteristic that reminds them of who they are, right? Because we can't separate that. In every space that we're in, we don't leave that behind at home. We bring that with us in every space that we're in. And I think this shows why spaces like this are so important to contributing into a space feeling inclusive, into a space feeling like home, a space feeling like you can take ownership of it.